Hi, this is Gavin, your keeper for the Blackthorne Bridge Club. We started playing Cthulhu as an intermission to our normal D&D game, and that's because one of our number, Graham, a good friend of ours, was diagnosed with lymphoma over a year ago. Graham was very brave, took a lot of treatment and medication and struggled through. Unfortunately, he lost his battle with that terrible disease just late this year. So we remember him. He was a stalwart of the Melbourne Role Playing Society and a good friend for many a year. So we dedicate this, our second chapter, to him and to all of those people who might be going through a hard time. On a practical level, we do apologise for the audio quality at the start of episode 1. We had got some new equipment, but unfortunately that didn't work, and there's a lot of background noise for the first 15 minutes, so please bear with us and we'll try to eventually fix that up. But for now, Paul, Nancy, Henri and Aunt Jess are once again back in the thick of things, attempting to help the New York police to solve a very, very strange incident. Please enjoy. Alrighty, so what happened to the Blackthorne apartments? After the events surrounding the cult of Capek in the Blackthorne apartments, you received counselling and help to process the terrible deeds. On a practical nature, a group of men in dark three-piece suits entered the building and inspected the site. They organised for numerous unmarked wooden crates to be brought in. Several workers in overalls then packed up everything related to the events of the past year. Cleaners came through and deep cleaned the basement and the 6th floor. Currently, the 6th floor is undergoing renovations for the preparation of 4 new apartments. The basement, apart from the previously publicly accessible areas, has been walled up and no mention of the temple or the cells is ever heard of again. Due to the trauma suffered, the body corporate offered you all a fee-free status, and an unnamed city official assured you that your rates and property taxes will be taken care of for as long as you resided there.
It's not bad, yeah.
After a while, the residents stopped talking about the incident and went about their normal lives, though a pall of fear always seems to consume most conversations. Dum, dum, dum. So we roll forward to now. It's that time of year again. Aunt Jess's visit.
Oh, yes.
After the last year, you've still not really been able to completely process the events in the building. Though there have been benefits, no property taxes and body corporate fees. Before long though, your plans of another bridge night are derailed by a request from the new Chief of Police, Marcus Strange. He took over from Franklin Price, who mysteriously disappeared a few months ago.
Oh, I didn't kill him, did I?
What is more interesting...
You couldn't have shot him.
Well, it wouldn't have been by a gun and Paul, would it? What is more interesting is the summons that Strange has asked Paul to bring along his daughter Nancy, his neighbour Henri, and his aunt Jessica.
How bizarre. They're not part of the New York Police Department.
No, not last time you looked.
How can you make such a demand on civilians?
Well, it was a request.
Oh, a request.
I don't even reside in the apartment, I only visit.
Oh no, do you
I
get the
haven't even
benefit?
had the benefits of...
Do you get a tax-free benefit?
No tax-free benefit.
You should write up an invoice for the year and just hand it to the police chief when you get there.
I didn't even get a complimentary box of tea.
I'm sure if you asked them, they could probably grab some of the stores.
If I trust police tea.
I wouldn't drink the police tea either. It's pretty cheap.
So, presenting yourselves at the station and signing in, you make your way through the heart of the station to the chief's office. A pleasant man, shortish but efficient, he ushers you in and provides several chairs for you to be seated. Thank you all for coming in, he starts. This must seem a little odd.
Yes, chief.
And after everything-
Why have you summoned my daughter?
You were all at the centre of very strange events last year, a lot of which I struggled to understand. What should have been a simple police operation against some mad fanatics
How you going? Good.
seemed to get a lot more dangerous than I would have imagined.
Come on, sweet pea.
Egyptian artefacts, people taken prisoner, ritual sacrifice, strange occurrences, and things in the building just for a start. It's with this in mind that I have a favour to ask you all. I know that Paul is a much respected police detective, but the rest of you have also shown your mettle in the face of adversity. We are faced with an unusual situation now, one which will likely hit the press soon. It involves the discovery of a body at the museum. More specifically, a body in the Egyptian exhibits section of
Is this
the
the
museum.
same museum from last time?
Oh yeah.
Of course it is.
To make things worse, it's not actually a whole body.
Oh.
But I'll let you review the situation first. Given the proximity to artefacts and events of the last year, I have a gut feeling that this is somehow related. Additionally, Paul, there seems to be a direct link to you.
In what way?
Although I've dispatched some uniformed officers to the site, I'd like you four to take charge of that investigation and get to the bottom of it quickly and quietly. I do not need a panicked population running around believing there is a larger cult at play. You will have the full authority of the NYPD and its resources at your disposal, but please
Excellent.
report your findings directly back to me when you can.
Okay, Chief.
Follow up any leads and bring this to a close before I have a riot or worse.
Guess we'll go straight to the museum, depending on what time of day it is. I assume it's morning.
Do we get a police car?
I assume we can commandeer a police car or something.
Give me an intelligence roll. Let's see.
God, what's my intelligence? Where is it? 80. So I'll go row below it. 64.
Yeah, it's good. All right, you convince people to give you a police car.
Excellent. Let's drive on down to the museum.
All right. You travel down the well-worn roads and paths to arrive at the New York Museum. It seems like yesterday that you were all here planning to enjoy the Howard Carter presentation and exhibition. Then all hell broke loose. Your wistful musings are interrupted by a security guard rushing towards you. Detective Lancel, thank God you are here. I'm trying to keep a lid on the situation, but even my guys are struggling with this. Quick, come with me.
All right, let's go.
With that, he leads you down the
So
corner.
I assume the museum's been closed to the public now.
Through the central astronomical hall in the Egyptian exhibition. A roped-off area in the centre of the walkway frames a grisly sight. In the middle of the square area appears to be the upper torso and head of a man, dressed in what appears to be hospital scrubs. He seems to be missing the lower part of his body, though there is a distinct lack of blood. As you get closer, you see some blood written on the floor in a bloody finger, and it simply says, Paul Lancel, stop the clockmaker.
Stop the clockmaker. Do I know any clockmakers?
Do you?
I don't know. Stop the clockmaker. Well, and there's half a body.
There's half a body.
He's got no time for
It's
that.
not the security guard that got dragged off the hospital in the last thing, is it? He died.
No, this looks like a hospital orderly.
Oh, so it's not patient scrubs, it's like a uniform. Okay, yeah.
How is it strung up or?
Look, he's in the floor.
So it doesn't look like a culty ritual kind of thing, in my opinion.
Well, the things that you notice, give me a spot hidden.
85.
Intriguing.
45. So that's
Is that a good one?
42 isn't good. It's
Okay,
just-
so you realise that you have no idea how this could happen because there is no blood there. There's a little bit of blood where he's obviously chewed his finger and written it on the ground.
So
Is his torso sort of stuck in the floor where there's grooves so that it could be like a trapdoor that's shut on him and severed him that
I'll do
way?
a spot hidden for you.
That's 63.
So that's a yes.
Yes.
No.
No,
It looks
nothing
like
like
a.
that.
It looks like the floor.
Has anything been stolen? As far as anyone can tell.
Not as far as anyone has told you.
And how long was
Search
this body? When
what's
did,
left of the body, like clothing, pockets and...
Okay. So you're sort of going up to the body and touching the body?
The clothing.
Okay, the clothing. All right. So it looks like he was certainly alive when whatever happened. Give me another spot hit.
57.
Nice. Well, you see that he's actually got a badge inside
Okay.
his pocket.
Yep.
You pull it out, and his name is Nathan Street, and he works at the Blackthorne Island Asylum.
Thought as much, had to be a crazy.
But each of you can give me a sanity roll before we move too much further.
Sanity... Oh, 90.
90, that's not good.
No.
32, 29.
Somebody's
That's the way I rolled it. That
Well, I
way,
did
not the
touch
other.
the badge.
So that's 60.
So that's a yes or a no, Paul.
So suddenly it's 50. So
Ah,
60.
okay.
So
So Nancy, lose
no.
3 points of sanity, please. Jess, you can lose 1. On Ray, you can lose 1. And Paul, you can lose 4.
wow, really?
Just the sight of the body is quite disturbing. Yeah, so you find this badge, Nathan
Yep.
Street
Nathan
from the
Street.
Blackthorne.
And there's
Island
no
Asylum.
drag marks or anything, no blood. There's no clue where the other half of the body is.
Does he look pained in the face? Like excruciating pain? Sort of thing when he died?
Well,
Or
Paul
was
reckons
he
he
sort of...
chewed his finger enough to get
Okay.
blood flowing so he could actually write the message.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like he was happy.
Is there actually anything underneath this floor?
There is a basement.
Can we have a look in the basement?
Sure. Okay. So you wander down the basement, you work out where it is, the basement looks fine, there's nothing in the ceiling.
Nothing in the ceiling, right?
Good question.
When did this body appear? Like how long has it been?
Well, when the night crew finished and left, everything was fine.
Last night?
Yes.
Yes.
But when the morning security guard came in, he discovered this, and it was quite shocking.
Do you know the guy's name? Obviously you knew.
Does it ring a bell? It's Nathan Street? I'll have to check police records and stuff when we get back to the HQ.
No, you've never heard of him before. Bet you know of.
Don't know.
What else is in this room?
It's the Egyptian exhibition, so Egyptian artifacts and stuff.
I'll
Like that.
have a walk around to see if I can see if anything's missing out of a cabinet.
All right, give me another spot here and see what.
I got 49.
Yeah, reasonably sure. You wander around, everything looks to be in order. Everything's sort of sitting in their cabinets, nice. Nothing's broken. Doesn't look like anyone's tried to disturb anything. But
What
yeah.
about windows and things like that? It's,
Okay, so you have a look around. They're very large windows leading into the halls and stuff like that. No obvious break-in. No obvious damage on the doors or the windows
Yep.
or the roof.
If I was to break in here, how would I do it?
You
Looking
would-
around.
Okay, so what would you do? Just roll me some dice. Roll me some percentile.
No, no hope in the world. 96.
Yeah, you wouldn't really know.
Tomorrow.
Have
Yeah.
a think about it.
You sit there and go, oh, I don't know how I would do this. Sacre bleu.
It is not good.
So is there blood and guts hanging out of his thing, or is he
No.
just in half and it's just...
He's just in half on the ground there.
Just not normal
And does
indeed.
I'll knock him over. You
It,
know you
it
want
looks
to.
like he definitely wrote it while he was in half. Does it, or is it? We can't.
Can't really tell, but
Yeah.
How
Someone
close
could
is
have
it
just
to the
used
body?
his finger.
Within his arm reach?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm guessing while he was...
And yeah.
Did he spell your
I
name
know
correctly?
it's written in blood, but does it look like it's really shaky, or does it look like it's been written quickly, or
Stage, sort of thing.
Ooh,
What does it look like?
just roll me some dice. Jess?
74.
74. Really hard to tell. It's not neat, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But that could be because he's writing with a finger.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be because his hand. It could be
Is
'cause
his left hand or his
Yeah,
right
I was just
hand?
going to ask
Right-handed.
that. His
Right-handed.
he used his right hand.
Yes.
We will find out later if he actually is right-handed.
I think might have to go back to the police station and
Or go to the asylum.
well, we'll go to the police station first and see if we've got anything on this Nathan,
Good idea.
and if there's been any
Asylum
cases at the
He's
actual
gonna
asylum
organise
that we've
anything
dealt
with the
with.
body?
Yeah, I was going to say, can we have a coroner?
Yeah, I see. Oh, I guess we should do that. Yeah.
Well, you could
Cause
just
it-
leave
cause
him
it-
there and
cause
part of
it
the
death.
exhibit or something like that.
No. Yes, we'll organise it. All that.
Right, so you get on the
All
police,
that.
the police radio, and you sort of organise the coroner's office to come out and.
Make sure we get cause of death.
Yes. We're eagerly await the autopsy of this one.
So where are we heading? We're heading back to the police station.
Back to the police station.
Okay.
Firstly,
All right. So you hop back in the car. You travel back to the police station.
and yeah, just see if there's any records of this Nathan Street character at all.
All right. Give me a roll.
Of
Right. What's an appropriate thing to roll on here? Have you got?
I don't know.
Let's try library use.
Library use I've got 20%.
Go through your police records.
62.
No, can't find a thing about him. Cannot find a
How far
thing.
away is
Maybe
the
I
library from the police
Oh.
station?
Sorry.
How far away is the library from the police station?
Oh, look, it's a few blocks.
And do we have anything related to the asylum at all? Any criminal activities?
About the asylum.
Mm-hmm.
The asylum does have a checkered history.
Because I was going to go to the library and research the asylum.
All right. Well, you go. Who's doing what? You got to research the asylum,
Yes.
Yes, I'll go to the library as well.
and you go to the library.
I'll go through the police records
You'll
for
go
the
through the police
asylum.
records?
I'll stay with the police records.
All right. So let's go and look at the library. So what are you doing?
I'm going to go and go through the cataloguing system
Mhm.
and look for the actual asylum.
Right.
When
So
it's like its history,
sure.
when it was built, what sort of incidents have happened.
Okay. So give me a library use roll.
Oh, bugger. 84.
Yeah, you're
70.
struggling to find too much
Struggling.
about it other than
Yeah.
there's an asylum on it. Jess, do you want to try?
Yeah. So 76, which my library use is 90. So
Okay. All right. So
That's right.
that's good. Blackwell Island has a deep connection to disability and incarceration. It was opened in the early 1900s, and the New Yorkers nicknamed it the Island Welfare Island, after asylums, prisons and almshouses were built there. New York City purchased the East River Island. It sits in the middle of the river in 1832. And infamously, the Blackwell Island asylum was actually built there.
Is it an asylum for the criminally insane or just
No,
for the normal insanes?
It reached some, let's say, notoriety when an investigative journalist by the name of Nellie Bly published a report of her time pretending to be insane. The book, which was published in 1887, was called 10 Days in a Madhouse, and she chronicled the abuses that she encountered when she went undercover as a mentally ill patient. That caused effectively a clean out, let me say, at the asylum, and new management was brought in and people
What
were
time
punished.
frame was that compared to
It's like 20 years ago.
20
Yeah, it's a
years
while
ago?
ago.
Okay.
so still any references to a clockmaker?
Oh.
53.
There's lots of references to clockmakers.
Yes.
in the
At the
library.
asylum.
None at the
None
asylum.
at the asylum. Yes. Okay.
So, yeah, police
All right, so now
records regarding
back
the
over to the
asylum
police department.
and or the clockworker or both.
All right, so now you're going to look for the. What are you looking for?
I will start with the asylum.
All right, you start with the asylum.
Do I really need to check? Can I just pull files?
How many files than your police department has?
Not many.
I don't know, they must have some
In this
files.
world, lots of files.
Alright, no
It'd be
worries.
I
catalogued.
say maybe ask
48.
someone in the police department
Yeah.
who knows.
My library's only
Yes.
20, so
Yeah, no, you can find some generic stuff, nothing specific.
nothing.
That's
Can
fine.
we do some research?
I'm just
I'll try and
observing police
Okay,
procedure.
cool. You're coming to a conclusion about police procedure.
Yes.
So the clockmaker, I'm not familiar. It's not a familiar term. It's not like a known criminal or something.
Not some supervillain, no.
It's not some. There's not some clockworkers union or gang or something
No,
floating around.
no. Not that you know of. So yes, so you've learned a little bit about the asylum and a little bit about checkered history.
What's like the highest profile case I've worked on?
The highest profile.
Why would they have my name? How would they know?
Have you ever done work with the asylum?
Was our last escapade sort of made public? Or?
Well, there are lots of rumours running around, but that would probably be the highest profile thing that you've been involved with. You've been involved with individual
I was
things.
wondering if people would kind of know, or if it was hushed up pretty good.
You didn't have a stay at the asylum, did you, Pete?
Did you, Paul?
Possibly.
Did you?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe you can't remember it.
Maybe I'm still there.
Maybe this is all just in your head.
Could
Keep
be.
taking
Maybe
it
I'm
up
not
with
really
it.
Paul.
Well, he's found out a plot. Actually, he's an old lady called Mabel who's just imagining all of this.
Yeah.
So after you finish with the library, what are we doing?
I guess we should meet up again.
Yeah,
and
meet up again.
Have we got like telephones
Got a,
in this setting? Or is that not
Yeah,
invented yet?
1920 cent telephones.
yeah.
So it's switchboards too.
They did-
Organise to meet with someone at the asylum or the head of the asylum or whatever.
All right, so you
Whoever.
went through and arranged the asylum. So the asylum, like I said, in 1928, New York purchased the island, the East River, from the Blackwell family to build a jail and asylum. When it opened in 1839, the asylum on Blackwell's Island was New York's first publicly funded mental hospital and the first municipal mental hospital in the United States. It was designed to be a state-of-the-art institution based on theories of moral treatment. And fundamental to its success was an organised and orderly environment. It's set on an elongated island. The prospect of the asylum is a verdant green expanse of lawn dotted with deciduous trees. Its idyllic surroundings house the building and its three distinct parts: the accommodation wing, the surgical wing, and a central octagon. The sandstone facade has an impressive entrance located in the accommodation wing, with crushed stone driveway snaking its way to and fro.
Is that still operational?
Oh yeah.
Okay, still operational.
So, to speed things through, here is the ground floor of the asylum.
Do we know? Does anyone know much about the Blackwell family? Are they?
But we can ask about Nathan Street.
Yeah, well, the first thing we're gonna
To see if he's
ask
actually...
about Nathan Street, what he does there, what patients he looks
So
after.
I'm presuming you've driven up to the...
He
Yes.
could be a patient himself.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Alright, so you walk in, the massive reception hall is resplendently presented with tessellated tiling, which leads to a large reception desk near the north wall. Doors either side lead to the wards, while the door behind the reception desk leads to an outdoor walled garden. The desk is attended by two nurses in crisp white uniforms. One of the nurses at reception walks around the massive desk and gestures for you to follow her. I presume you've made contact with Dr. Knight's office?
Yes.
His office is actually on the third floor of the tower. He has a lovely view across the lawns and the gardens at the front of the property, she says as she walks along towards the east side of the facility. She opens a sturdy, locked door and leads you through one of the walls.
Did you happen to know Nathan Street at all?
Yes, Nathan was an orderly here.
Yes, and when was the last time he was at work that you can
Would have
recall?
been yesterday.
Yesterday?
He must have gone yesterday, yes.
Like morning shift or night shift?
Yeah, morning, I believe, yes. Normal hours, I think he wasn't on for night.
What kind of a person is Nathan?
Well, Nathan, I think, is well liked. He just goes about and does his job. And it's not easy sometimes, but
And which ward does he normally work in?
he's an orderly, so he works across all of them.
Okay.
So she unlocks the big door leading to the octagonal area on the ground floor of the tower. Here there's a lift immediately to your right and a door in the northern wall which presumably leads to the surgery wing. A set of stairs going both up and down is against the eastern wall. The nurse ushers you into the lift and presses the button for the third floor. The lift clatters and creaks but eventually makes its way up to its destination. Opening the door to the lift, the nurse then walks around and points you towards a door on the southern wall on the tower's second floor. She walks up, knocks on the door, opening it after a muffled response from within, and then she nods at you to enter.
Thank you.
So,
So the office is on the 3rd floor, but we got off at the 2nd floor?
no, it's ground 1, 2.
Thank you.
Trick.
So, I don't think there's anything here which you can do too badly, but that's the second floor and first floor ones. So are you walking in?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so the room itself is roughly 1/3 of the octagonal tower on the top floor. It contains a leather inlaid dark mahogany wooden desk near the window with a high backed leather chair behind it. Scattered all across the desks are papers and files. Around the wall, shelves hold records, books, mementos of the occupant, Dr. Hector Knight. The room seems slightly dusty and the smell of old leather bookbinding permeates the air. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Knight. Detective.
Yes, and you would be...
Paul Lancet.
Paul Lancet, thank you. Yes,
Yes, thank you for seeing.
That's
seeing
okay,
us.
please take a seat.
Thank you.
How can I help you?
Well, we're investigating a crime. Do you know much about Nathan Street, one of your employees?
Nathan.
I believe he's an orderly.
Oh, yeah, I guess Nathan. I think he's... I don't really interact much with a lot of the staff, but I think I remember Nathan. He's quite a pleasant fellow. Why, is he in some trouble?
Not at this stage.
Right, okay, so,
It's-
so why are you...
He's not in trouble per se, but
Right. Is something else wrong?
yes. When was the last time you saw him that you know of?
He rifles through some papers. Right. Denise normally looks after most of this for me. I think he was on yesterday. Yesterday it looks like. Yes.
And what ward would he have been working yesterday?
Oh, I have no idea. Denise, I mean, Nurse Sprocket looks after everything.
Oh.
Can I ask what this is about? You haven't exactly been forthcoming.
Well,
It sounded urgent on the phone.
Well,
So
trying to keep this quiet, but he's involved in a serious investigation.
But you said he hasn't done anything wrong.
Oh,
Well, he's not the perpetrator of the crime.
He's
but
the victim of a crime. Oh goodness, is he all right?
Well, yeah, that doesn't matter for now.
He has met with a rather unfortunate accident.
I'm
Oh,
supposed to
no.
be keeping this on the hush.
What happened?
That's what we were trying to ascertain.
Right, but he's okay.
No.
He's in the hospital.
Well, now that you
No,
know,
please.
he's actually dead.
He's dead?
Yes,
Why didn't you say that in the first place? Oh my
because
goodness.
this investigation needs to be.
Was he a victim of a robbery or a crime or something, obviously?
That's what we're trying to find out.
We're trying to ascertain why he would be at the museum.
The
That's where his
museum?
body was found.
What was he doing at the museum?
Well, we're not sure.
That's what we're trying to find out. We're trying to patch up a time frame of what was happening and where he was working.
I assume they'd have like a personnel record, file, all that stuff. Just want to ask for access to that.
But of course. Look, like I said, clinically I could tell you about the patients, I could tell you about my patients. The administration is done by Denise, so it's just, we'll give you our full cooperation. So.
You need to keep this quiet. This investigation's
Oh,
ongoing.
trust me, lips are sealed. Lips are sealed.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
I might go and talk to Denise.
What kind
soon.
of techniques are you using to treat patients at the moment? I'm intrigued with what you do. You've got quite a large
Why
surgery.
What is going on in the background?
Well, yes, we have a number of different doctors who specialise in different techniques, but we use all the modern techniques. Electrotherapy, surgery, there are some drugs which help. The emerging science of psychology and psychiatry.
Treating, yes.
Yes, all of those things. Depends on the nature of the problem, and our patients have a raft of problems, as you can imagine.
As they would be if they're in
Yes.
here, yes.
So it's on a case by case basis.
Okay.
Nurse Brocker could give you a list of inmates and broadly the notes of why they're in here, but if that's of interest.
Possibly, if perhaps some that Mr. Street was in contact with.
Well, at some point in time, we would have been in contact with all of them.
Yes.
So certainly, anything we can do to help, please come directly to me, and I'll certainly help.
Right, sounds like we need to talk to Nurse Sprocket.
So he picks up the phone and has a big. Yes, can you come and take them to see Denise, please? Yes, now. Yes, thank you. He hangs the phone up anyway.
Just one more brief question before we leave.
Yes, of course.
Do you have any patients in here who were or associated with clocks and or watchmaking?
Clocks.
Sorry.
Clocks. I can't recall.
That's fine.
Doesn't mean we don't. But it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
Anyway, so nurse comes up, ushers you out of his office. Please, again, anything I can do to help, please just call.
We'll let you know, trust me.
And the nurse leads you through to the head nurse, Nurse Denise Sprocket's office. It takes up the southern third of the lower level of the octagon. It's luxurious, much like the doctor's office, in that it has wood panelling as well as bookshelves around the main wall. Multiple cabinets are reserved for patient records and a seating area with couches of
Sounds a bit swanky for a head nurse.
Sorry?
Sounds a bit swanky for a nurse.
Well, she's effectively the administrator. So,
She makes it work, so.
yes, how can I help you?
Yes, just have some inquiries about Nathan Street, one of the orderlies.
Yes.
We'd like to firstly have a look at his personnel record.
Yes, you could do that. May I ask why?
He's involved in an investigation.
Has he done something wrong?
No, he's
It's
just
very important if he's done something wrong, because we must actually maintain our records completely to make sure that we don't have anyone who has
No.
done anything nefarious
Well,
dealing with our patients.
part of an investigation, but he is not the perpetrator. He's not a person of interest.
We can't ascertain that he hasn't done anything wrong, but we can't question it.
So has he done something wrong or not?
Not that we know of yet.
Not that we're aware of.
So why are you investigating him?
Please.
It's on a need to know basis and you don't need to know.
Well, I need to know because he deals with my patients, and if he's a risk to my patients, therefore I
Dr.
need to know.
Knight said
We've
it was
just
fine
spoken
for
to
how
Dr.
it is.
Knight.
Yeah.
So we've explained the situation to him. So now
Right, taps on the phone. Yes,
we just
yes,
need
Dr.
cooperation.
Knight. Yes, doctor. I have some policemen here and others, and they're asking after
No.
Nathan Street. What? You don't say? Goodness. Thank you. Why didn't you just tell me?
So we're trying to keep this quiet.
It's very hard to answer your questions if you're not honest with us. We can help you keep it quiet, but if you don't tell us, it's very hard to answer your
You
questions.
didn't really need to know that to answer my questions. But
Well, I
anyway,
do. Now I know he's not a
no, he's not a risk at all. But what I wanted to know was, was he particularly friendly with any other staff here that you know of?
friendly.
Did he have like a close friends?
Let me have a look.
Anything?
No, not really.
Where's his
How many
place of
people work there?
residence?
How many orderlies is there?
There's about half a dozen.
Place of residence, please.
Okay, she can give you
Yeah,
the
well, he'll give us his personnel records.
Yep.
Is he a left-hander or a right-hander?
Very good. I don't know, but from memory, I'd suggest he was right-handed.
Okay.
How long has he been working at the asylum?
Nathan, let me have a look. Yes, about a year.
And who decides who gets employed? Is that
That would
Dr.
be
Knight
me.
or you?
Yes, Dr. Knight's way too busy to dealing with his patients and dealing with the other doctors.
What else was I going to say? Was he unusually close to any of the patients, as far as you know? Like, did he have any maybe favourites? Anything like that?
Let me see.
Anyone he looked after more in particular?
No. Oh, goodness. Goodness, she says. Goodness.
And would I be able to talk to the other orderlies?
Indeed
whichever
you would.
ones are here.
Indeed you
Yes.
would. And she looks very embarrassed because she hasn't got her patient list here. Just give me a second. Yes, I must go down to the record rooms and find that. Yes. Don't worry about my pet dog down there.
Does he bite?
No, definitely not. We find it's very good for the patients.
Licks you to death.
Yes. Therapy dog, very nice.
They are modern.
See? No electroshock therapy here.
Well, when we need to, of course. Oh, goodness.
Haven't spotted any unusual clocks in this asylum, have I?
Clocks.
Not any weird cuckoo clocks on the wall or something.
No, we have another clock in the Octagon Tower, but
It only goes to 8 o'clock.
no, it's perfectly fine. We run like clockwork here, if that's any help.
I have no doubt you would.
Right, okay. Well, no, a bit of a problem there. I'm just going to have to go through my own records and give it to you. Anyway.
Question. So he was arrested on last night, I believe.
Yes, that would be right.
Was there any issues or incidents last night?
Certainly none that I'm aware of. Please don't turn it over. There's nothing hugely bad on the other side, but that's the patient list. No, as far as I'm aware, he was,
Impulsive reading.
what's the matter?
King of England.
He's laughing at the patient.
Boys is
records, I
a
don't know.
professor.
Did he finish his shift as expected?
Yes, I believe so. Yes, let me have a look. Yes, he finished at 7 o'clock last night.
Okay.
Does he have a family? Like he's got wife,
No, I believe he's a single man.
single man?
Yes, he has rooms in one of the boarding houses in the city.
Okay.
So, yes.
And is that a reputable boarding house?
Look, yes, we would obviously check all of those things before we employed him. So therefore, I would suggest that our systems are very good. So
Compulsive
Be a
woodworking.
good
Well,
character.
things to be locked
Yeah.
up for.
Would he travel past the museum on his way home? Is he down that side of town, or is that out of the way to go there?
Does she know? No, I wouldn't think so. So, I'm sorry, yes, look, the orderlies do any number of tasks for, obviously, help us with, dealing with the patients, serving the meals, cleaning, everything else.
Who else was on last night with him, or yesterday with him?
Look, it would have been a number of the other orderlies, I'm presuming. Let me check my records.
Is there anyone who hasn't shown up for work today, or?
No, I think Luca Cooper was on, and Ryan Burton.
When was Nathan next scheduled to be?
I think it's tomorrow. Actually, he has a day off today.
He's going to have a lot of days off.
Not really. Well, now. But not before. He was very diligent. I think well respected.
So there's been no trouble with him with any of the other staff or employees, or
No, certainly none that has been brought to my attention. And trust me, it would be brought to my attention.
and nothing with any of the patients.
Well, the patients, no, not that I know of, but the patients are quite challenging, as you can imagine.
So if I chat to the other orderlies that are there, just
Oh, I can organise them to come up and talk to you, yes.
that would be good.
All right, let's see. I'll see if I can get one of the rooms set aside for you. And maybe you could...
Just a quick
Oh, you got a room
couple
inside?
of minutes.
So she leads you down to the nurses' station on the ground floor, and there's a little sort of like common room there. And after a little while, she brings in two orderlies, two male orderlies, dressed in orderly uniforms, not scrubs, but and introduces them as Luca and Ryan.
Same
Helen.
sort of
Yes.
uniform as
Yeah.
what he was wearing.
Yeah. Exactly the same.
Were either of you working yesterday?
Yes, Ryan was working. Yes. I
Were,
worked.
were you working with Nathan?
Yes, Nathan was on.
Okay. And how was Nathan yesterday? Did he seem anything unusual?
97? No, absolutely nothing
No.
unusual about Nathan's behaviour.
Yeah. How did you get on with Nathan generally? Is he well liked?
He's very efficient. He, I think wanted to study and possibly become a nurse himself, actually. So he's very good with all the patients. He would see them all and deal with all of their eccentricities and everything else.
Did he have any, was he friendly with any of the other staff here in particular?
Not
That you
really.
know
He
of?
kept
Not
a lot
really?
to himself. He did his job. Didn't really socialise with most of the people. In fact, he probably socialised more, well, if you can call it that, with the inmates. But
That was going to be my next question. Is there any particular patients that maybe he was were favourites of his, possibly?
82. No, absolutely not. Not that I can tell.
You roll worse than I do.
Are we allowed to actually go and talk to these inmates?
Yes.
Like we can arrange a meeting with John Doe too.
John Doe too.
He's apparently delusional. He believes he is the police, so he might have seen something as a police officer.
Oh, you're sure he'll make something up if
Yeah,
he did.
that's all right. It might be worthwhile. Cop to cop, he might have known stuff going on.
Would
do that.
would he have seen
I think the next stop is Nathan Street's
do you
house,
do like
but anyway.
particular
Yeah.
stops? Would he have been doing a particular section or a particular ward yesterday, a particular level, and we'd know what patients he was talking with? Maybe particularly just before he was leaving towards the end of the evening? Or?
Surely you'd
Towards
be
the end of
rusted
his shift?
onto a certain
Yeah.
ward or a certain floor. You wouldn't just
Well,
go
I think
everywhere
that
all the
the
time.
last ward he was on would have been Ward 3.
That's
So-
where John Doe too is.
Now, how many patients in Ward 3?
There's a fair few on 3.
God. Yeah.
No, Ward 2. Yeah, the Ward,
That's Ward
yes,
4,
Ward 3.
sorry.
No, Ward 3. You're right. Ward 3. Sorry. Goodness.
And
And
do you
there's
have
Ward
lockers
three,
and
there
things there?
Ward.
Keep
Yes.
that?
Yes, of course.
Can we organise access to his locker?
Yes. Yep. You go and you have a look at his locker. Give me a spot hidden.
7.
7. Okay. There is nothing untoward about his locker. It's like a normal locker. It's got his normal clothes in there, which he obviously hasn't changed back into. Keys, etc. and wallet. And,
Yeah, ID.
Do I think
all that
everyone's
sort of stuff.
Would it
been
be
genuine too? Do I think talking
it
to all these
seem-
people, does it?
Sorry, say again.
Do I feel like everyone's been genuine to us? Like,
How you done?
I'm a detective.
I genuine.
I don't know, maybe. Does it feel like maybe there's a cover up or something in my detective kind of thinking?
What's your gut
You know,
feel?
sometimes you
He's
have
like- he's
a
like a
gut
mama.
feeling.
So Paul.
Do I believe what I'm being told, or do I think maybe there's a bit of something else going on?
Well, you could try a psychology roll.
Gosh, something like
30.
30. Come on, roll. Where's that 0? 8. 80 something. That's like other
You
word.
believe that everyone is being unscrupulously
Let's be
honest.
honest.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
is it odd that he would have left here in his orderly uniform?
Yes, very odd.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
No one does that.
Is there a
Yeah.
guard at the front
so
gate?
perhaps
There's no
something
security.
we did.
There's no security in the
Oh, the
place.
nurses do all the security for us.
The nurses do it.
All the cells are locked, the
Mm.
walls are
I'd
locked.
like to have a
How
look
does
in
he
the
normally get home?
in
Is
the
it by
theatre
car?
areas in
Yes.
case there's a
Walk
guillotine.
No, I think he drives.
So his car could possibly still be on the
Oh,
ground?
yes, it could be, yes.
Have a look
Or
around?
his car keys in his gear?
Mm.
Yeah. Have a look.
No, I've got to go try each car. I can't just go boop, boop, boop.
You can. It
I
won't
don't know.
work
Have you
though.
got his keys? Were they his keys in his locker?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they were. Well, Key should give you
Yeah,
some
so look, it
clue.
doesn't take too long. There's not too many cars around, but yeah, there's an old beaten up car there.
So obviously, whatever happened.
So we'll search the car.
Yeah, search the car.
All right,
Search the car.
do a stop hidden.
51.
39.
14.
70 something.
No,
I'm
No.
73.
39.
nothing untoward.
really?
Yeah, just
It's a car.
cars,
Just a car.
bit of rubbish there, and
Hmm.
you know. That's
Makers
it.
wrappers in the front.
What time is it
Yeah, obviously,
getting
we can
now?
get that.
Sorry.
What time are we sort of getting to?
Well, you're probably in the afternoon now.
How far is it to where he lives, Snathan Street?
Back in the city, you could drive there.
So I
You
think
can
that's
use his car.
probably well, you can use our own car. We might have that impounded as evidence.
Can we
Oh,
get,
excellent.
Go
excellent.
to
I'll
his
get someone,
phone?
an
That's
officer
what
to
we're
go and pick it up. Yeah, we're going to go to Nathan Street's house now.
All right.
I
Oh,
think-
no, I'd like to see. I think we should have a
John
look
Doe
at
too?
at the theatres and in the surgical wing.
Have a tour.
We don't really have a search
So what do you-
warrant. I don't know how we're
In
going
the
to.
cold store.
We're going to be able to swing that.
We don't need search warrants.
So
So
what,
that's
what,
what
what are you going to see first?
Well, what level are we on now?
Ground, I thought we'd
Yeah,
go back
we-
down.
We're back on ground.
Well, yeah, I guess we were searching his car, so we're,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I do.
One theatre too.
Nurses station we've already been at because
Yes, there
that's
is a
where
nurse's
we're
station. That's correct.
with Denise. So if we go into the Octagon Tower,
Mm-hmm.
then we can go through into the theatres.
Mm-hmm. One of the
Okay.
nurses will accompany you, obviously, because the doors are locked. But yes.
Yep. So I'll
I'm
have
just-
a look.
Interested in what.
so
surgical
do the orderlies
equipment they
have keys for everywhere, or
No.
do the
Sorry?
nurses let them in and out?
No, all the orderlies would have keys. Yes. So which one are you going to first?
The second one
Theatre-
because that's the
theatre
first
two's
one. we
Theatre
get
2.
to.
All right. This oblong room looks strange. Firstly, your eyes are drawn to the large bath at one end, which drains through the concrete floor. A small set of surgical equipment sits in a glass-doored cupboard. Of more interest, though, is the electrical board at the opposite end of the theatre, with a number of electrical leads connected at one end, with the other end free, or connected to one of a number of metallic crowns designed to be worn by patients.
Mm-hmm.
Love only.
That's all right. We'll go into the next theatre room.
Okay. This oblong room is stark in appearance and clinical in its smell. Central to the contents is a large operating table with a smaller equipment trolley nearby. Large glass jars of fluid stand on a rack to one side, with glass cabinets containing various operating equipment that sit on the opposite wall. Years of use see the flat concrete floor stained by a combination of various fluids, blood and bleach.
Mm-hmm. Can you actually get out to the gazebo through the surgical wing?
Only through the...
Only through the back of the
Oh, there's a
receptionist.
door there.
Oh, you can go that way?
Yeah.
I'd like to go out there before we go up further and have a look around at the gazebo.
You're having a look around.
Are there...
I don't think we're going to find the
Patients out there?
gazebo. They cut people in half without their blood and guts falling out. And
Are there people
they
out there?
materialise.
You see a couple of
somewhere
patients
else.
there. Most of them are sitting on benches,
Yeah.
rocking.
I don't think we're going to find that there.
Oh, come on, we're getting excited.
The gazebo's exciting.
Gazebo.
What's the guy's name again? Nathan Street.
Nathan Street.
Nathan Street.
Nathan's keys, as in work keys, is locker?
No.
I assume that would be handed back to the nurses or whatever. at the
Well,
end
if he
of
was
the
on
shift.
duty, they'd be in his
Pockets. And his pockets are with his legs.
Assuming.
Well, it's a pretty good guess normally where the pockets lie. The only other thing in the pockets was the badge up the top. So someone's given the keys to the inmates. Anyway.
So, what normally do they do with the keys when they leave? Do they put them back somewhere? They don't take them home.
No, they work. They've definitely got
So, are you missing Nathan's set of keys?
So they have a look around, and indeed they are missing the keys. All of a sudden,
Well, that's a worry.
you hear a blood-curdling scream. Sounds like it's coming from the first floor.
Oh, rush down to the first floor.
So where are you? You guys were outside originally. When
Yeah.
you come back in, you guys were looking at the surgical
Gazebo.
theatres.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And we can hear it
Just ground floor.
upstairs.
So,
Up the
I
stairs.
guess,
So we can
we'll
run
back
up.
and
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
you run up the stairs.
Do the nurse attendant with us or whatever?
Yes,
Does
yes,
she
sure.
look panicked or? Is
Well, obviously there's screaming
or is
from
this
someone that, well,
common screaming?
I'm
that
sure
we
that's
hear?
commonplace in this place.
Yeah.
anyway, so you're running up. You run up to the stairs and you can hear the screaming coming from the first floor in Ward 3. So the nurse opens the door and you see halfway down in cell 2.10 there is a nurse standing aghast with her hands on her face, screaming, looking inside the room.
The torso.
Yeah, I guess.
Guess we'll
Let's
walk
have a
on in
have
the
a look,
room
yeah.
and have a look, see.
Like all the cells, this cell is stark and white, clean, mostly, except for the east wall.
Except for the set of legs hanging on the wall.
Covering the wall is a massive mural drawn in charcoal. Lifelike in representation, you instantly identify this as the Egyptian exhibition in the museum, complete with a torso and head sticking out of the floor. The other noticeable incongruent piece in this cell is that there are a pair of legs from the waist down suspended from the ceiling, matching the clothes worn by Nathan Street.
Who belongs in cell 2 point?
Be on that
Okay.
list.
Oh, you had a look at your list, and it's a lady called Georgia O'Keefe.
And what's she in for?
She is in. Did you say George?
Georgia.
Georgia. That's a compulsive activity drawing.
And is she actually in the cell
Oh,
at the
she's
moment?
there. She's got charcoal all over her hands. She's sort of rocking in the corner.
My dear, what made you draw that?
Who are you talking to?
Georgia.
Georgia.
She's talking to the nurse.
You lead in
So there's a mural on the wall, and obviously Mr. Street's legs.
Hanging there.
Hanging, what, are they hanging out of the wall, or how are
Ceiling.
they? They're hanging off the ceiling. Goodness.
What made you draw that?
Legs.
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 Did the legs talk to you and
Legs.
tell you to draw it?
Needed to find the other bits. Found it, I did.
Was there anyone else in the cell with you? Perhaps one of the doctors was helping you. No.
Just me and my friends.
Your friends. Your friends.
Are you my friends?
Of course we are.
Shall I draw you two?
Prefer not to.
Oh, shall I say?
I'm rather shy with pictures.
Can I draw you?
Oh no! I'm far too ugly to be.
No. Your face would look nice in charcoal.
No.
She slowly smears the charcoal over her face. And goes back to rocking in the corner.
Alright.
Does Dr. Knight come in?
Eventually, yes, he comes down and he's quite aghast. And you can all roll me a SAM check too.
Oh, come on, less than 50. Hey, 20.
I didn't make
47.
26.
Just.
Okay, so those who made it don't take any damage.
Mm-hmm.
Those who do take 1 point of sanity, please. Again,
Can I?
not quite as much as last time, but seeing lower half of someone stuck in the ceiling. It's not great.
Can I use my cult? See if I know anything about anything odd
Well,
about
let's see. Give me a roll. Let's see what you can do.
Half a body.
Nope, 75.
75.
I'll have a go. Oh, 33, but mine's, what, 25? Oh,
You've never read of any occult which has
no.
bodies sticking
I
out of
think it's
ceilings
just an
like that.
unfortunate accident.
Yes.
How are the legs or the torso hanging? Like the top part of it and the ceiling, is it completely up against it, or is it actually hanging on
Give me a spot hidden.
chains? Oh, I don't think so. Oh, yes, sorry, 09.
Oh, 09.
Yeah, sorry, I thought it was the other way.
Okay, so Nancy, you wander around, you have a look,
Hmm.
you're thinking back to the museum, you
Yeah.
have a look. Not a lot of blood here.
No, it's been drained.
It's like the body's actually fused with the ceiling.
Fused with the ceiling.
Similar to, you think, the top half of his body
Was fused because
with the
I
floor.
couldn't find a trapdoor or anything like
No.
that there.
And there was nothing underneath there.
Mm,
And now you know why, because his legs weren't there.
yeah.
It's a bloody good trapdoor if it opens up into the asylum.
Hmm. Fused. Like a.
Oh.
Do we think maybe like electricity might have caused this fusion? Big shock.
Onto the roof.
How would you assess that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you assess that?
Well, I probably don't have anything to assess that with.
Maybe from your
Uh,
extensive writing and research.
My medicine knowledge.
Well, look, you could try that. Yeah, you could try medicine. Look.
She's 2. Roll a 1 and I'm lucky. No, 26. It's 21, so.
Yeah, no.
Mm.
No.
Mm.
So, you are standing...
So, like,
Go through his pockets.
can we? Are they like stuck there, like solid that I can't pull?
So you're going to try to pull the body
Yeah,
down?
Well, it's,
rigor mortis.
it's on the roof. It must be
I'm sure
stuck.
they'll have it later or something.
Like rigor mortis is setting with the legs, or they.
Oh, I don't care
wobbly?
about that. I'm just wondering how stuck to the roof it is.
It's just can we ask? So has Georgia been in the cell all day
Yes.
and only just screamed about the legs now?
Oh, she didn't scream.
No, the nurse screamed.
Oh, the nurse screamed. Okay.
George has been drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the drawing. The drawing would have taken a while.
Hmm.
The drawing is only of the museum top half.
Yeah.
And what was she there for? Compulsive drawing.
Yeah.
We'll have to get her records and see who had it committed and all that stuff.
She's clearly not in her right mind.
Yeah.
No, I can see that.
There may be something else at play here.
Yes, certainly. So I can like search your pockets and whatever.
All right, so you reach up
Yeah.
and you're fiddling in his pockets.
You find
Not
something.
quite.
You find the keys.
I don't know about fiddling in his pocket. Jeez, I'm a detective.
Frisk.
So the entire lower torso falls down.
Yeah, so I wasn't really stuck on that.
No.
Fused
It's like a
on as
suction.
such.
Just suctioned.
Yeah, so is there anything in his pockets?
Yeah,
I
keys.
guess his keys and
Just
whatever.
keys.
Yeah, just keys.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Nothing.
Are all the keys there?
Well,
According
as
to
far
the-
as you know, yes.
So is there
According
like
to the
scorch
nurse.
marks on the roof where it was stuck or anything? Is there any like dents,
yes,
scorch
maybe.
marks, grapes? What are we?
Gooey
85,
matter?
come on.
Oh, good catch.
Shit,
80.
80. 80 out of 85. So,
It looks discoloured.
but nothing.
Now that the body's separated, is there bleeding?
No, it's like it's sealed over. I won't say quite say cauterized, but you know you've seen enough injuries in your life to realise that it's somehow sealed over.
Has anything like this ever happened here before? Not the legs part, but
Who are you asking?
Dr. Knight.
Dr. Knight's white. He's just gone white.
He's- He's getting his
Is
papers
it
ready
like
to
a
commit you
good,
to.
clean, sharp, horizontal,
Like a guillotine.
sever, or is
Normally
it somebody's
normally
I mean, the guillotine doesn't cauterise the whole wound.
98?
Hot one, does that?
Maybe. It's obviously supernatural business.
We've seen that kind of stuff before, so.
So you've got the lower half of the torso on the ground. You have the mural, a very good representation of the.
Is there anything in that mural that actually wasn't in the museum as
What's the mural actually of?
reality?
Give me a roll, let's see.
Yeah. Oh, 15.
15.
Because I had a good look around the museum.
You look really closely at it. Yeah, the representation is fantastic. It's actually really quite accurate. But where the torso is, she's drawn something strange.
Okay.
It's kind of like there's like a shiny hole there.
Like a portal.
What's a portal?
Portal. I'd know about a portal, I'm
Would you
sure.
know what a portal?
Yes.
So the thing on the side of a ship, isn't it?
Yeah. Portal. Okay,
Alright,
something shimmery there.
So,
Shimmering it was.
Shimmery.
Yes, like a mirror.
Oh, did you see anybody go through it? Oh, Nathan. Ah. Did somebody push him? No? Did he have a friend?
Can I draw you?
No.
She looks sad. She expects to be quiet. Can I draw you?
yes.
So she gets a piece of charcoal and she starts sketching you on the floor.
Dr. Knight,
Oh, yeah, yes.
I think you should move this patient to another room. And this room should be sealed until the coroner
Oh,
comes
yes, it's
to
a crime
remove.
scene there.
Yeah, of course. I'll Luca, Ryan, quickly. Can you just restrain Ms. O'Keefe here?
Keep her.
No, I'm drawing.
Let her finish your drawing.
Oh, that could be days.
No.
No, she's very good. She's very
To
quick.
keep her restrained for now. Locked up.
So anyway, cut a long story short,
Mm.
she finishes a charcoal sketch of you, which is actually very good. A very accurate representation.
Well done.
They then sort of put her into a jacket and take her away. And Dr. Knight says, well, how are you going to secure the site? Have you got police tape or something?
We're
Yes,
gonna
well, I'll
lock the
get
cell.
It's a cell.
We're going to lock the cell.
I'll get the coroner down to do the investigation and it'll be an official crime scene.
Fascinating.
Just keep it locked.
Lock it and take away the key.
Come and put our New York tape on it.
And then get the coroner down.
Okay, so all right, so as you're doing
All that
this,
stuff.
you see one of the other nurses running down the corridor. And she whispers something to Dr. Knight, and he looks at her going, "What? Now? Seriously?" He says,
What's going
"Excuse me,
on?"
I need to check on another patient." And you
Well,
sort
we'll
of see
follow him.
Okay, see, you're going to follow him. The other nurses lock the door. They wander downstairs into cell 1.12. And
That's Jeanette. Somebody
Yes,
believes that she is dead and is in hell.
so and he sort of wanders in there, and you can't quite see because the nurse and everyone's there, and he looks to be attending to it. Give me a spot hidden.
21.
16.
That's it.
Nine.
Yes.
I'm rocking
My
it.
goodness. Okay, so you two first up catch a glimpse between things, and it actually looks like she's missing her left arm above the elbow.
Oh my goodness. Is she bleeding or whatever, or is this another?
No,
Cauterised
she's not
over.
bleeding. It's just like everything's just been sliced off right there.
It's not. She's not a charcoal picture of her on the wall, is
No,
it?
no, it's perfectly
Nothing like
white.
So
and
she's
clean
put her
and
hand
nice.
in that shimmery thing.
Is there a shimmering thing in the room?
No.
Well, Georgia can see the shimmery thing.
Does she look upset?
No,
Didn't think so.
no. She's just there.
Can we hear what she's saying? What the
She's
doctor's
not
saying?
saying a thing. Dr. Knight's trying to talk to her, ask her what happened, and she's just kind of sitting there, partially catatonic. He's sort of checking the wound and looking at it and shaking his head.
I think we need Georgia back. Because she can look out for shimmery things.
Well, I guess we can try it.
Give me a sound roll. Another lost limb. You're getting used to this though.
Yeah.
46.
Ooh,
Yay.
18.
9.
Oh,
Probably for me.
yeah,
Oh,
you're
well-
so used to it.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, it's another lost arm.
another-
Oh, what the hell? We've seen lost torsos now. So,
There was no sign of the arm, obviously.
sorry?
I'm waiting for a diagonal. Just get down the middle.
Thought of that all right then. Okay.
That's in the body
Yeah.
slides.
Just
It's like the old Japanese thing.
yeah.
Actually, what cell was she in?
She was in cell 1.12.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't line up.
It doesn't line up?
No,
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think so.
So, we leave our investigators at the end of episode 1 and their fascination for dismembered body parts, and try to solve the problem in episode 2 where the pace of events at the asylum picks up and more mysteries are to be uncovered. Join us then.